everyone, my name is Maddie, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where I'm doing the Do I Have That Book Trope challenge. I was tagged by the wonderful Becca at Becca and the Books to do this. This was created by Robbie over at Got His Nose Stuck in a Book. Obviously all of them will be tagged down below. And this is another sort of scavenger hunt. I've done a couple of these before, which I'll link down below, which were sort of similar. So there's the Do I Have That Book challenge and Do I Have That Other Book challenge. And this is a similar idea, except I think it's to do with the tropes that are within the book and you have to find books based on that. I don't know, I think there's 20 prompts and the challenge is to beat the time of the person before you and the person who tagged you. Becca took 6 minutes and 19 seconds, which is not very long at all. So I think my chances of beating her are slim, but we'll see how it goes. There are 20 prompts and in just a minute I'm going to be getting my mum in here to read them out to me so that of course I haven't seen them, I haven't watched anyone's videos doing this yet, I've only watched the intro of Becca's to get the information I needed, and also to make it quicker, hopefully, so I'm not like trying to find where I'm on a list, she can just read them the second I find the previous book. As always, when I do videos like this, I have 3 cameras set up, one on my book cart, one on my main bookshelves, and then obviously there'll be this one here, which you'll only be able to see the top portion of the shelves, but it's what we've got. It seems to have worked previously, so it's what we're going with. But I think pretty much we're gonna get straight into it. If necessary, I will sit down afterwards and kind of go through the books and how they fit the tropes, but we need to get straight into it. Also, like previous challenges, the rule is if there is a book you do not have or you cannot find, you have to add a minute to your time, which is a lot when Becca's time was only 6 minutes. I cannot miss any. Also, it is worth noting that I rearranged my bookshelves like 2 weeks ago, so I don't know where all of my books live anymore. And I also have an extra bookshelf in my closet now, and I have bookshelves under my desk. I have books stored in so many places in this room, so this may go horribly, but let's get straight into it.
So nervous.
Why?
I don't know.
It's weird filming in front of someone.
Yeah,
That's the
like
weird bit. Okay, so I don't know if I've already said this, but that's not helpful. So the one thing I'm not sure if I've said yet is that you can only pick each book once, but that's quite self-explanatory with the rest of the challenges I've done. So we're gonna get going. I've got my mum's phone with a timer on it and she is sat off camera ready to read the prompts to me. So we're gonna get started. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Love Triangle, Love Bee, a book featuring a character with 2 love interests.
There are so many. Why do I not have any normal YA books? I hate love triangles. I don't own them. What? There must be so many. And I can't think of any of them. 2 love interests? Oh no. I have no idea. 2 love interests, 2 love interests. Oh no, okay, the timing's not happening. This is not a solid start. Can I cheat? Is cheating allowed? No! This is going awfully! Oh, that'll do! Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That counts. Right.
Enemies to Lovers, a book featuring 2 characters that begin as enemies and then it turns into love or lust.
Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Like enemies? Who hates all the Raven boys?
3, The Chosen One, a book featuring a character destined to save everyone of the
Strange
world.
the Dreamer.
4, Found Family, a book showing characters creating a chosen family from friends and those closest to them.
The Raven boys. Found Family. Oh! 6 of Crows.
5, Grey Morality, a book featuring characters that don't appear either good or bad.
Vicious!
6, Competitions, Games or Tournaments, a book featuring one of these as a core element directly involving the characters.
I'm gonna... Can you pass me Blaze Wrath Games? Blaze Wrath Games!
7, Sibling Rivalry, a book that contains siblings pit against each other.
Ooh. Ooh, Min Game? Might be a better option than that. Siblings.
I want to say I'll give you the sun, but I don't think that pits against each other as such. Siblings pit against each other. this hard.
Oh, no, I can think of one, but I know it is hidden under my desk. There's no way I'm going to get that out in time. The Three Dark Crowns series thing, which I've not read.
I have no idea. This is a lot harder than I anticipated. Siblings pit against each other. I want to say middle game, but I'm not sure that really counts. Oh my god, what even has siblings? Oh my gosh, why do I do this? No. There's anything hiding in my closet. I've not read any of these, so I don't know.
What has siblings? Oh! I mean, okay, we're going with the last one, but kind of the Divergent series. Close enough.
8. Revenge Plot, a book that contains a character or characters whose motivation is fueled by revenge.
Fueled by revenge? Oh my god. Who has answers for these? No. Anything over there? Fueled by revenge, fueled by revenge, fueled by revenge. Oh my god. This is a lot harder than it's meant to be. Revenge. Nothing I read is that dark. Maybe? Kinda? I can't. Hunger Games? Kinda? Katniss is. Yeah.
9. Here Comes the Cavalry, a book that just when your protagonist is going to lose, here comes the unexpected help.
Oh no, I don't know if I can use that. In the musical, this would work. But I don't know if it's in the book, because I've not read the book. Unexpected help. I don't know. Ooh, okay. I'm going with the Nevernight series. I think what I'm thinking of is In God's Grave. It could be another book in the series, but that's semantics.
10. The Dark Lord, a book containing a character who appears to be doing evil for evil's sake.
Shadow and Bone.
11. The Orphaned Protagonist, a book featuring a character whose parents are either dead before or at the beginning of a book.
So many. Oh no, wait, I can't reach it. I'll give you the sun, which I will get from the ceiling later.
12. The Quest, a book featuring the main protagonist going on a journey for a particular goal.
Kind of, but not really. Journey, 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 journey. Journey, journey, journey. I don't know. This is evil. Journey. Can you read it again?
The Quest, a book featuring the main protagonist going on a journey for a particular goal.
Going on a journey. It's a stretch, but we're going with it.
13. Friends to Lovers, a book featuring two characters who have a friend dynamic who eventually develops a romance.
I've lost it, but I know what I'm looking for. Hot dog girl.
14. The book loving character, a book featuring a character who loves reading books.
Start the seat.
15. Amnesia, a book featuring a character, normally the protagonist, who suffers from amnesia.
I don't know. Yes, I do. Bone Child Daughter. Bone Child Daughter.
16. Magic School, a book featuring a school setting of the magical variety.
School setting of the magical variety. I think. Where is it gone? Oh, I've lost it. I think people say this has a motor school, maybe?
17, the bad boy character, a book featuring a character who's bad, brooding, acting character, most commonly paired with a sad, tragic backstory.
So many, but can I think of any of them? Probably anything on that shelf, realistically. Sad, brooding. Yeah, no, not really. Sad, brooding.
Bad, brooding, sad, tragic.
Okay, brooding. I like happy books with happy people. I think, kinda maybe.
18, Resurrection, a book that features a character who you thought was dead is back again.
Cemetery Boys, which is somewhere else than the 3 cameras.
19, Redemption Arc, a book featuring a character who is previously a bad or evil character who wants to change.
Docile?
20, Forbidden Love or Romance, a book featuring a romance that can't work.
Done. I've got the timer. Wait, no, it won't stop. Stop. 9:26. Nowhere close. Like every single time, this happens and I'm now terrified of it. But we're gonna sit and go through them because some of these are seriously questionable for fitting the prompts. So I'm gonna explain how I think they fit. Maybe. So different to how I've done this video before, this time I actually made me use this bookshelf, which is surprising, but I think it's because these tropes require knowing so much more about the plot of a book. Unsurprisingly, my favourites / booktube favourites are ones I know the plot quite well, so it made it a lot easier to pick from there. But the first one is a book love V or a love triangle, which I thought I would have so many more of because I have a lot of classic YA. But I never really did the love triangle thing. I'm just realising I didn't pick Hunger Games and that was really stupid, but I used it later, so it worked out. But I went with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This definitely has, not a love triangle, but it does have 2 love interests. I won't say much about it because it would spoil it, but there is 2 love interests in this book. I rooted for one much more than the other. The next was Enemies to Lovers, which considering it's one of my favourite tropes, I should have been able to pick up a lot quicker, but a lot of the books that I have that I consider enemies to lovers are romance books, which have like hate to love, but they're not enemies, like that's a bit too strong. But I went with The Raven Boys, which I feel like people are gonna say is really questionable, but I went with this because Blue despises like The Raven Boys and anyone from Agdombi Academy at the beginning of the book. But later in the series a romance ensues, so I'm gonna go with that. I think it counts. I would kind of consider them enemies at the beginning, even if a bit of a stretch. So we're going with that. The next was the Chosen One trope, so sort of chosen one character, and that's really easy, like half my books have that trope. Strange the Dreamer is one of them. Laszlo is very much the chosen one. You see it a bit in the first book, you see it a lot in the sequel, so definitely this one. This works, no question. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. One of my favourite books. And then for Found Family, another booktube fave, 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This follows a ragtag band of 6 people, and they very much become sort of a family by the end of it. This is like seriously a found family book. It's not necessarily like the cutest, like a lot of found family, like a lot of my LGBT found family books are super cute. This one isn't, but it is really, really great. The next prompt was Grey Morality, and this was such an easy call. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Both of the main characters in this are super villains, but at the same time, like, you root for them, especially, which one, Victor or Eli? I can't remember which one's which. I think Eli. Especially Victor, I'm massively rooted for in this book, so I always thought this was really good because also the actions they're doing they kind of think are not necessarily as bad as they are, but they also don't give a shit that they're really awful. I don't know. I always thought this worked quite nicely for Grey Morality though. I really just went for like all the hyped books when doing this. Next was like a game or a tournament, and again there's a lot of books like this in like classic YA, but I went for Blaze After Games, which is actually my current read, and this involves a tournament to do with riding dragons. I don't know too much about it yet as I'm only like 40 pages in, but very, very interesting and definitely a game or tournament, so I'm counting it. The next prompt was Sibling Rivalry, a book where 2 siblings are pit against each other. I picked Allegiant. I want to pick Divergent, but both Divergent and Insurgent are in a box set, which is very hard to get them out of, so I grabbed this one because kind of to signify this series. And this absolutely features sibling rivalry so much. Caleb and Triss are absolutely pit against each other because of all sorts of situations. It's probably most key in the second book. It does apply in the first one, but most in the second one. But I picked up the third for the sake of symbolising the series, but Insurgent technically, but Allegiant close enough. The next prompt was revenge plot, and so I picked up Hunger Games, which I feel like is maybe a bit of a stretch, but I really feel like throughout especially the second and third books in this series, Katniss is hugely motivated by revenge and kind of just getting her life back, which I guess is less revenge, but I feel like, yeah, the way she kind of hates the Capitol and everything they stand for is a big part of this book and a big part of her motivation, so I'm going to count it. Next was Here Comes the Cavalry. So this is a book where when everything seems like it's ending badly, a character comes back to kind of save the day. I went with God's Grave. I think this is the book What I Am Thinking Of features in. It could be right at the beginning of the third book, but I'm pretty sure it's at the end of this one. I'm not going to tell you what happens because it's a massive spoiler, but if you've read it, you probably know which character I'm referring to reappearing, and that's all I'm going to say, because it's a big, big spoiler. The next prompt is the Dark Lord, which is a character who seems to be doing evil just for evil's sake. I heard the 3 words, the Dark Lord, the Darkling. There's no question. So Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This was such an easy pick. Everyone knows who the Darkling is. He's the antagonist in this book. And he seems to just be evil for evil's sake. Obviously you get to know more throughout the series, but that is very much how he comes across at the beginning. So the next prompt is the Orphan, and I've just realised I got this one wrong, so I probably have to add a minute, which is really annoying. I chose I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson because, like, the plot of this is these 2 twins' mum has just died, but, like, they're not orphaned. I think their dad's still in the picture, so that was really stupid of me. Like, they're not orphaned, they've just lost one parent, and there are so many YA books where no one has parents. So many, so that was really stupid of me. And I guess I have to add a minute to my time for that. That was not my brightest move. And I now can't think of a book with orphaned characters, like so many, but I can't think of them. Also, sorry I didn't grab that at the time. I have books all the way up to my ceiling over by my main bookshelves, and I'd moved my step out the way so that I could like run in there. So I couldn't reach it, so I had to go grab it after. The next prompt was The Quest, a book where the protagonist goes on a journey for like one single aim. And I went with Gideon the Ninth, which I feel like is a bit questionable, but like the 2 main characters do kind of go to another planet to complete this quest in order to do something. I'm not going to use proper words because I kind of can't remember, honestly. This book confused the hell out of me. I'm not sure I really followed it, but they kind of went on a quest, and I couldn't think of anything else with the quest plotline, so this is the best you're gonna get. Next was Friends to Lovers, which is any book where there's 2 friends who end up in a romantic relationship. Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Duggan literally is that plot. There's a lot more to it, there's some fake dating in the meantime, but that is very much what the plot is. It is these 2 friends, and they end up together, so that absolutely fits. Next is the book-loving character. The main character from Starless Sea, Zachary, loves books. He reads a lot. That's kind of how this whole book starts, is because of him reading, so that absolutely works. The next prompt was Amnesia, a book where the main character has amnesia or loss of memory, and I actually couldn't think of many books for this, and then I thought of The Bone Shard Daughter, which I haven't actually read yet, but I know one of the key things in the synopsis of this book is that the main character doesn't have any memories, like, past 5 years before, and because of that they're struggling, so this seemed like a solid choice. Next is a book with a magic school, and I went with, what is it, A Winter's Promise. I could be wrong in this, I've not read it, but I seem to remember when it first came out everyone kept saying it was very Harry Potter-esque because it has a magic school, so I guess it does. I've not read it. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this fits. The next prompt was the bad boy character, and I feel like so many books could have fit this, especially typical YA, and I feel like I needed like Twilight or something, which I don't own. So I did struggle to find one for this, and I could probably think of a million now that I'm not under pressure, but I assume that classic YA just works. I'm pretty sure there's a character in this called Kai, and I'm pretty sure he has not necessarily a tragic backstory, but he's the dark brooding character. This is matched by Ali Condi. I used to love this series. I'm getting more and more tempted to reread it now that it's been out for 10 years, but I'm pretty sure this will have the typical YA male protagonist who's dark and brooding. Number 18 was Resurrection, which is a book with a character who thought was dead, who comes back. Cemetery Boys. I will say no more. But Cemetery Boys. Prompt 19 was Redemption Arc, a character who was like evil and then wants to change. And for this I went for Docile. One of the main characters in this, Alex, is like awful at the beginning because of his upbringing, because of the society he's been living in. That's like how he thinks he's expected to act. And then towards the middle and end of this book, he realizes the problems with that behavior and kind of tries to start acting better. I think the emphasis here is on wants to change, not necessarily is successful, but I think this fits. Again, maybe a bit of a tenuous link, but we're going with it. And then finally, for Forbidden Love, I picked up Days of Blood and Starlight simply because my copy of Daughter of Smoke and Bone was less accessible, so I picked up the sequel, but again, it's symbolic of the whole series. This is literally like a Romeo and Juliet retelling in some ways. Like, there's a star-crossed romance where they're not allowed to be together, so I don't feel like I really need to say more than that. It's completely the point of the romance in this book, so it works. So that is it. That is my attempt. I did not beat Becca's time, not even close. I was like 10 minutes and 25 seconds, maybe slightly less because I couldn't get the phone to turn off, but even still around there. So not great. I need to tag loads of people though, so I'll mention a few here. There'll be more tags in the description because I can't think of who I want to tag right now. But as always, I'm going to tag Holly from Spoopy Hole, Ro from Rowan Reads, India from What India Read, Katie from Katie Brightness Reads. I'm also going to tag Meg and Meg with Books, Justine at I Should Read That, Amber at Books and Amber, Lily at A Home for the Lost, and Beth from Books Nest. Everyone will be tagged down below. I don't know if any of them want to be tagged, but I've just decided they are going to be, so that's that. I had great fun doing this, as I always do. I failed, but it was fun and stressful, so that's half the fun. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have ideas or if you were screaming at me through the screen to pick a certain book whilst doing this. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. All my other social medias, book clubs and read-alongs I'm taking part in are linked down in the description as they always are. But that is it for this video, so bye and I'll see you in the next one.